Good evening, everyone. I see there are still some students who are busy joining. We'll just wait 2 or 3 minutes and let them all join in, and then we will start. It's nice to see some familiar names popping up on my screen, so a very, very warm welcome to you guys as well. Okay, guys, I think it's safe to say that we can begin. A very, very warm welcome to all of you. Thank you so much for joining in this evening, our first BMNG 3A class. So it's really wonderful to see you all. Like I said, there's a few names that I recognize and that I've had since first year. So it's really, really nice to have you guys all in my group again. And I'm sure you're going to enjoy this module as well. So for those who are not sure about who I am, I'll get into that in a bit more detail. But yes, if you are listening to this recording, you are BMNG7321, which is the Business Management 3A module, okay? So then you know you are in the right place, okay? So this is the third year business management. A lot of you will be finishing up this year, which is also really, really wonderful. So yeah, let's make it a good year. I will share the recording as well. So if anybody has anything that they want to go back and listen to, you are welcome to do so once again on the recording. So obviously up until now, you would have done business management from your first year all the way into your second year, and then obviously third year as well. Okay, so we've got a lot of business management courses that we have done, and this is obviously the final one that you would be expected to do, business management 3A. Yeah, so obviously we take it up a notch from second year. You will remember last year your business management module, you submitted that POE where you designed a whole new business. We looked at entrepreneurship. That was our focus. In first year, if you take your minds way, way back, we did everything to do with business management. So we did all the operations, human resources, marketing. We did an introduction to all the different elements of management, managing a business. And now in our third year, it all comes together with what we refer to as strategic management, okay? So we focus on strategic management in our third year. And it really, really is super interesting. There's a lot of new concepts that you're going to learn here, and obviously building onto a lot of old concepts as well. But our main focus in third year, 3A and 3B, we're only going to be focusing on how to manage an organization strategically. In other words, we don't only want to be successful today, but we want our business to be successful in the future as well. So we need to learn different ways, different areas in which we can ensure that our business is sustainable. So we use that word quite a bit in this business management module. So something I always tell the students, something almost completely different, new concepts, new theory to learn, and really a focus point on strategic. So we don't jump all over the show. We really are going to focus on strategic management. So I'm very, very sure that you guys are going to enjoy the modules. It is one of my favorite modules on campus to lecture as well as in the online space. It really is a nice module for us to lecture. But before I try and convince you guys, let me quickly introduce myself. For those of you who don't know who I am or who have not had me before as a tutor, as a lecturer, you'll see my name is there on your screen, Kim van Rooyen. You'll see that there is my email address as well. So I always tell the students, it really doesn't matter to me how you're going to contact me as long as you are keeping in contact with me. So if you feel it's easier to send me a message via VC Learn, no problem. Send me a message via VC Learn. I get those messages straight away. If you find it's easier to pop me an email, there is my email address on the screen there, kvanrooyen@varsitycollege.co.za. You are welcome to use either way to communicate with me. But like I say, I just want to reiterate, it is important that you are communicating. Okay, so if you are if you are unsure about something, or there's a concept that you don't understand, please do let me know. Okay, those of you who've been in my classes before, you will know that I do respond quite quickly, as quickly as possible, at least, to my messages, to my emails, and I will always try to help where I can. Okay, so certain things I can't really assist with, but for the most part, I will always try and assist. So send me an email, let me know what it is. Is it an assessment query? Is it a content query? Is it a module query? Let me know, and I can always try and assist as far as possible. So just a reminder on that, ladies and gents, I've seen it quite a bit already in the start of the semester. I know the third years are pretty good with it, but please always just put your module code and the group that you are in your subject line when you are contacting me via messaging or Varsity College. I've got quite a few different groups, and I don't always know which group to place you in. So sometimes I'll get an email to say, please send me the module, but I'm like, then I need to respond to say which group, which module. So it just saves us a lot of time if you can just remember to just always in your subject line, please just put your name and the group that you belong to, the module that you are referring to. Okay, so for those who don't know me very well or who haven't been in any of my classes before, you can see there is a very small picture of myself on the screen. So you can see I've got 3 small children. Well, they are getting bigger now as well, but they do keep me busy when I'm not lecturing at Varsity College. Then I'm running around after those 3 little rugrats over there. So I've been lecturing for many, many years at Varsity College. This is my 15th year of lecturing for the brand. And obviously since online started 5 years ago, I've also been in that space as well. So it really is something that I enjoy. It's something that I really am passionate about. And I really do try and go the extra mile for the students. So I just want you to know that you are in good hands. You do your part. And I can assure you that I will most certainly do my part from my side as well. So I just want to quickly stop and just quickly get to the chat. I'm not sure if I'm saying your name correctly, but Yana is posting a link there for a WhatsApp group. So if you are not part of a WhatsApp group yet for this module and you would like to be part of the WhatsApp group, please just send the link. Oh, there, sorry, Taryn is sending the link for us. Taryn, if you also want to, you're welcome to send it to me or pop it up here and those students can join. I can also distribute it via VC Learn. So you will find that this is quite a big group of students. So just a little bit of admin for that. We are sitting on 2 groups of 50 for this module alone, which means in this group online tonight, there should be a cohort of 100 students. And then obviously there's Henny, who has got 2 groups of students. We've got Theo, who's got 2 groups of students, and we have a new lecturer who's just come on board just to help out as well, called Emily. So she's also got a group of students. So we are sitting on what's that, 350 students alone for BMNG7321. So that's quite a few as well. But yeah, Taryn, there you will be able to send the link. So Taryn did send it. So thank you so much, guys. So if anybody wants to join, there is the link. And I will also post it on VC Learn as well. Elise, I'm not 100% sure about the WhatsApp group. Remember, our main way of communication is obviously through VC Learn and through messages. So I don't have any WhatsApp groups myself that I'm on. Otherwise, it just becomes a little bit too many. Like I say, there are quite a few groups that we do, but I will always help you guys where I can. But I'm not sure, Taryn, maybe you want to answer that question. Is that I would presume it's just for the distance students, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Maybe we'll just pause for 2 minutes and okay, there. Thanks. Yes, I'm following you. Yeah, so it's only distance students that are logged on, and it's only my 2 groups that are logged on for now. So the full-timers will go full-timers, and then each group would have their own lecturer. So yeah, so because the space has grown so much, some of you who remembered who you started in your first year, groups were quite a bit smaller, campus was a little bit smaller as well. Obviously, with this growth in the online space, we've had to sort of restructure a little bit. So that's why you will notice that you've got a set timetable. So in other words, at this very moment, every single BMNG 7321 student should be online with their respective lecturer. So my groups will join with me, but we'll have Henny, who is lecturing his group at this moment. We've got Emily, who is connecting with her groups, and we've got Theo that would also be connecting with his groups as well. Okay, so all the third years will be together on the same night. That's why we are connecting every second Wednesday, and we will adjust that as we go along. But yeah, it's just to make sure that everybody is getting the same amount and the same sort of content that we would be doing. And so it's just for distance. Face-to-faces can go onto campus. Okay, guys, so I think I have spoken enough about myself there for a little bit. I have told you the most important thing is that business management and marketing management is really, really my passion. So you can really be assured that you are in good hands. If you do hear little squeaks every now and again on the collabs, then you know that that is just my little ones coming to say good night, especially at this time of the night. They'll often pop in just to quickly say good night to me, but I'm sure you will understand it as well. So yeah, so let's quickly look at this module, just a little bit of admin. Obviously, we're not going to start with any theory tonight. This is really just an introduction to the module and how it is going to be structured and just sort of those sort of things. So let's have a look a little bit more detail about BMNG 7321. So at this stage, ladies and gents, you would have had access to VC Learn. VC Learn is a platform that you should all be aware of at this moment. It's not something new to you guys, so you're all comfortable with VC Learn. You know how things operate. You should have received a textbook, or you are in the process of receiving a textbook. I'm quickly going to just put the video on because I just want to quickly show you guys what the textbook looks like. So we work with strategic management. I hope it doesn't kick me out. Sometimes it does that, so just wait. Let's just quickly share the video. So if you can see, I know it is a little bit dark on your screen. I'll try and make it a little bit bigger. So this is the textbook that we are working with this year. So you can see it's called Strategic Management Towards a Sustainable Strategies in South Africa. This book that we are working with is the 4th edition. So you can see there we've got the 4th edition. If you have the 3rd edition, please don't panic. There's a few differences, but otherwise it's going to be fine for this course purposes. But if you haven't bought a book yet, you are welcome to buy it secondhand. So there's a lot of these secondhand books floating around. They have been in circulation. We've used this same textbook for the past 3 years, so it hasn't been updated yet. So you will be able to find a secondhand copy of it. The nice thing about this textbook is that we are using it both for 3A and for 3B. So we are going to, if I can divide the textbook up quickly like this, we learn the first chapters in 3A, and we're going to study the second half of the textbook then for 3B. So it's one textbook, but if you are doing 3A and 3B consecutively this year, then this is the only textbook that you are going to need for it, okay? So if you don't have your textbook yet, just make sure that you are scouting or keeping an eye out for this specific textbook, okay? So it's a little gray one with some building blocks. If you've got the 3rd edition, like I said, that will definitely be okay as well. Okay, let's just quickly turn the video off there. Okay, guys, so don't stress if you don't have it yet. There is still time to get the textbook, and I will obviously still put slides up for you guys. I know that technically we're not always putting the slides up, but there are still some resources that you can go and access, which have also got quite a lot of information on them that you are then welcome to use alongside your textbook as well. So with your textbook, you've got a module guide. You would have noticed that I have put a semester planner up in your more resources folder. So that obviously is a working document. It just kind of gives you an indication of where you should be every week with the module, what you should be focusing on, or some of the due dates for the assignments, ICE tasks, and things like that. Okay, so try and stick to the semester planner, but obviously, like I always say, I know life happens. Most of our online students are working, or also have families, whatever. So a lot of the time, sometimes things don't always go according to the plan, but do always just try and come back and catch up where you can with the semester planner. So it's just a good guide. All our work is going to be done on VC Learn. So all your ICE tasks, all your assignment submissions will be done on VC Learn. We work very, very closely with VC Learn. So that is definitely going to be our platform where you will be submitting your assignments and your ICE tasks. And obviously on a third year level, and this is important, there are going to be quite a few prescribed readings. So we use the textbook like I mentioned, but there are also extra readings that I will be posting quite regularly just to help you in preparing for the assignments and then obviously for the exam. So make sure that you are reading, downloading those readings and actually reading. They are not very long. Most of them are case studies. So most of them are little case studies that we will read. And I will, like I say, be posting them as we go along as well. Okay, so that's just a little bit about an admin side of the module, how it's going to be running, textbooks and things like that. So if we take that one step further, I mentioned a little bit about assignments and ICE tasks and things like that. I also know that we have said that we are going to have class every second Wednesday at 7:30. So every second Wednesday, you will use the same link to join in the class. So obviously starting from tonight and every alternate Wednesday, but all of them will be recorded, okay? So I know for some students, obviously, this is quite a big jump in structured time, in class time, because in the past, maybe you had less collab sessions, and now maybe there's a few more. So everything is recorded. All the recordings are going to be shared. Okay, so all the recordings are on the YouTube channel. We'll share that link, you know, once the recordings are there, so you can go back and listen to them. So if there is a class that you have missed, please don't panic, ladies and gents. Okay, obviously it's ideal to try and attend as many as possible, but I do know that there will be some that maybe you can't make out. So please just go and listen to the recording. And once you've listened to the recording, if you've got a question, remember that you are then welcome to come and ask as well. You can send an email. We're going to get 3 different assessments. So 3 different points in which we are going to be assessed for this module. So the first one is something that you guys are all very, very familiar with, the assignments, okay, of which you are going to get 2. So for business management, once again, 2 assignments, each counting 100 marks. So very straightforward, nothing new, nothing complicated. Same for ICE tasks. ICE tasks, there are a minimum of 4 that you're going to have to do, and of those, you're going to get 10%. So you'll see, if I just pause on that note, in your more resources folder, I think there are 6 already uploaded into more resources. Remember that at the end of the day, 4 of them are going to count. So you just, obviously it's ideal to do all the ICE tasks, because they're all created to help you do better. But if you haven't got to all of them, you need to make sure you do at least 4 of them so that you can get your 10% as well. Very good question there as well. Let me just quickly see who, Tia, your assignments are not timed tasks, so you can download the assignment and you can submit them as per normal. So you're allowed to work on them as you have been doing in the past. So a timed task is not this assignment. Pardon me. And then another question as well, the difference of summative. So the best way that I can describe it without getting into the nitty-gritties is that the summative assignment or the summative assessment is generally your exam. Your exam would always be a summative. So we say the formative assessments or the formative tasks are the ones that are happening throughout the semester. So those are your ICE tasks, your assignments. If there are any other little projects that are required to do for the module, then those would be formative assessments, okay? So they generally have a lower weighting, obviously count towards your final mark, but generally they would have a lower sort of waiting for it. And then the summative is the main exam or the main assessment point. Like I say, whether that's an exam or the final portfolio of evidence that you have then put together. So formative are all the tasks, the ICE tasks, the assignments that are happening throughout the semester. And then boom, at the end of our semester, when we have our exam, we form part, then that is what we just term summative. So as long as you are doing both formative and the summatives, if you are doing your assignments and your exams, you're going to be fine as well. And yes, Hannah, that is correct. Assignments are not timed. So your assignments, you can download them and you can work on them for as long as what you need to. Obviously, the sooner the better. We're going to get to some of the due dates for those assessments now as well. So I hope that answers your questions, Alethea, between formative and summative. Like I say, if I had to put it in a nutshell, formative are all the smaller tasks and assignments that have taken place throughout the semester, and then the summatives is the exam or the portfolio, the final summative. Another word then for the summative, you could say, would be the final exam or the final assessment point that you would need to do. Okay, so let's just stop there and check that there are no. Let me just quickly see if I've missed any. So Daniel, the assignments are already on the portal. I know that they are available for Business Management 3A. I can also put it in the more resources folder. I haven't yet, because technically we're not really supposed to, because students should be able to find it. But if you are struggling, like Taryn says, I don't mind going to just pop it in the more resources folder for you. So let me just pause for a second and just make a note then. Just yeah, let's just quickly say. So all the assignments are available. I know that there are about 3 or 4 modules, but it's not relating to you, that aren't there yet. But all the assessments should be available on your SharePoint, on your student portal, under student materials, where you have the different folders. So it looks like I can show you as well, but I will definitely, I've made a note here to put the assignments in under more resources. So I've put it up here as a note. So I'll definitely go and do that for you, as long as you guys promise me that you are able to find it at some point, because remember, there's going to be times when your lecturers can't always do that, but at least I can go and do that as well. So all the assessments, if I have to look quickly on the folder, I can share this tab with you. If you give me 1 second, I will just quickly make sure that you guys do know where to find everything. So I'm going to just quickly share my screen if you give me 1 second. So this is basically what your folder will look like. It's coming. So I'm just in the SharePoint, in the student SharePoint, where you find all your student materials. I have gone into student materials. So if I go back, so it looks, this roundabout way. Here's the splash page that you would have. So if you look here, this is the tab that I've clicked, student materials. So if we pop onto student materials over there, it sends us a list of names. Obviously, we don't want to go through the whole list, so we can just try and search for it at the top. Remember to type slowly here. The computer likes you to be very slow. I always tell the students, you need to type. You need to give it time to think. So if we type the code, remember that you guys are always W, you are web online students. So if you click onto the web folder 7321w, you can see how it's listed here. If you click into it there, you go 2024, and obviously here you can see your module outline, you can see the assignments and the second assignment there as well. Okay, so that is just where to sort of find it. If I just can come back into the chats, I see I've missed a few there, so let me just quickly pause and come back into them. If you don't have it, please don't panic, guys. I've made a note here, so I will go and put these up into your more resources folder. So where you see the module documents tab, I will go and pop it under the more resources folder for you. It might change formats a little bit, but at least you'll be able to see the questions as well. So that's a very good point that you are saying there as well, Chris. Please, guys, make sure that you have got access to the W, okay? So obviously it's the same module, it's the same content, but our full-time students don't do 2 assignments. They write a test and an assignment. And often we get students in that are submitting the wrong assignments because they've gone into the full-timers. It's very, very important. This W code here, like I said, web, is very, very important. You've got to make sure that you are in the distance space. So don't go and do assignments that are for full-time because they're different. They are different to what you guys are going. So you can see if you have a look here, guys, I'm just reiterating it. BMNG7321w A1, assignment 1. 7321w, assignment 2. So that W code is it's almost like your main key that you need to be looking for when you are looking for your code, so that you are making sure you are doing it. So don't panic, Chris. Whoever else doesn't have, I'm just trying to see, I know a few other students also said they don't have access to it. So please don't stress. I will go and put them in there as well. And Alethea, good question as well about the written exam. You'll see on the very next slide, I am going to be speaking about that as well. So I'm not ignoring your question there. I know it's coming in the very next slide. Yes, 100% correct. Every single distance module will have a W at the end. So if you are doing supply chain management, whatever the code is, SPYW. If you are doing your will management, XCBMW. If you are doing research, RESM, W. All the codes will have W. That just indicates that it is for the online students. And the main reason why they distinguish, like I said, is because the full-timers write 1 test and 1 assignment, and our online students will do 2 assignments. So they don't do a test, they do 2 assignments. Okay. So just remember, guys, if you go back to this code here, just to sort of reiterate that, try and see if you can't put in the W straight away. So at the top here, let it hover around. So you can see, even if I do that, if you go back, try and actually type in the W and see if it doesn't pick it up. So if I just type in BMNG7321, you can see there also there's no W that picks it up. Now, obviously, I've gone and done it, but then just go and put in the W slowly at the end, let it pick up everything, and then see if it doesn't pop up. If you're still having a problem, please, guys, let me know as soon as possible so that I can go and tell Alison and Trigger and Sego and whoever else, Tammy and whoever else is on our BCom space, so that they can go and fix it, because this is something that they wish that you should be able to do it. Okay, so just give me 1 second. I'm just going to pause there and just make a note, not showing the W folder, because that could be a problem then as well. Okay. So maybe log a ticket if you would like, Kaden, but like I said, I've also made a note here, and I will send Tammy and Alison an email as soon as our class is finished, and just asking them to please just double check, because you guys obviously need access to that. We don't want you to not do that. So if it's not showing distance, please just maybe wait a day or two and then let's chat again on Friday and just maybe see if someone can just send me an email and then just check it. Yeah. So, okay, I'm making a note here, guys. I'm writing all of that down. Hopefully I will be able to give you guys feedback on that once I have. Okay. No problem. So I'll either go and post an announcement just with an answer to it, or I'll just wait and check. But I have put it down here and I've highlighted here to make sure that student materials is reflecting the distance. So I will be able to revert back to it, because I can see it is quite a common problem with the students. So don't panic about that yet, guys. In the meantime, I'm going to load assignment 1 and assignment 2 for you guys in more resources folder, so at least you've got access to that. And this, you can just pin it for a short while until we have a better idea of why it is not reflecting. So I can't fix that for you, but I'll at least go and pop the assignments under more resources. Again, as soon as we finished our session, I'll go and put them in there, and then you can download them, and then we'll just wait and just double check that you all do have access to the correct folders. Okay, so let me quickly stop sharing this. If you've got questions, please type it up again while I'm busy changing screens. I just want to go back to the presentation and speak about the due dates and some of the assessments, like Alethea mentioned, our written exam. So I just want to quickly pop this one back up. It's just a little bit, let's just quickly get to the right one. Okie dokie. So we spoke a little bit about the ICE tasks, of which there are 4. Those are in the more resources folder. Keep it simple. They're nothing fancy. They are all self-graded tests. I think there are 4 uploaded so long, but there will be an extra 2 as well, just, you know, to give everyone an opportunity to complete at least 4. And then there's obviously the exam. Remember the exam, the key there is your summative assessment. So on our PAS document as well, you would have seen these dates. So let's quickly just chat about the dates. Assignment 1 and assignment 2 there, the dates are indicated on our program assessment schedules, 10th of May and the 23rd of May. So nothing too sinister about those dates, pretty much straightforward. It shouldn't change. However, we know that sometimes things do change. If it does change, then they will let us know. But for now, the 2 assessment dates that you need to make a point of is the 10th of May and the 23rd of May. So we've got quite a lot of time to work on assignments up until May, but you will notice that the difference between assignment 1 and assignment 2 is just short of 2 weeks. So that's a little bit more of a crunch time. So we need to start working on assignment 2 already in April alongside assignment 1. So when I say that, and when one day on our collab session I say, okay guys, let's start working on assignment 2, but we haven't even submitted assignment 1 yet, don't think I'm crazy. It's just because I know that in between here you're going to be submitting many assignments, just to try and take that pressure off of you guys. So we want to start with assignment 2 at the same time. So you would have noticed in the planner as well, I've kind of indicated where you should be starting at least with assignment 2, so that there's not too much pressure in this 1.5 weeks between the 10th of May and the 23rd of May. The assignments, I'll get to the exam as well. So I acknowledge all the questions there. I'm going to answer them now. Assignments, as what you have been accustomed to, 100 marks for each assignment. So each assignment is going to be 100 marks, typed up, submitted on VC Learn. So nothing strange with the assignments, nothing odd. Same format, same functions, same everything that you would have been doing. The only thing that is different now is the submission time. So remember, last year you had to submit at 9 o'clock. This year you would have noticed that the submission time has been moved to midnight. So 23:59 is the submission time. So you've got a little bit of extra grace period to get your assignments in on the specific days that there is. So that's just a small change just to take note of, and obviously that would then count for all the assignment dates as well. Okay, So the assignments are quite nice for business management. They are written in the form of a report. You'll see we'll spend a lot of time going through them and looking at how they are structured and things. So you'll be more than prepared to submit your assignments. I can promise you that. Now the exam. That's quite a big one. Let's all take a deep breath, because I know you are going to start panicking about it, but I want to encourage you guys not to panic yet about it, okay? Yes, the exam is written. So you'll see from our third years, 2 years ago, we started having written exams once again. So from 2022, all our third year students were writing exams, and obviously now that is you. So now you're going to be writing exams. I know it feels panic stations because it's something that you haven't done since being a student. So now all of a sudden you've been hit with writing an exam, okay? The only thing I can say is that, guys, it is going to be different. So it's not a take-home exam. So it is a little bit harder because you do need to study a little bit more for it. But I can promise you from our side that we are going to help you get through those exams as well. So there are going to be enough collab sessions where we are going to work through papers. We're going to start writing the report as if we were answering the exam papers. We're going to make sure we have covered all the content needed. We are going to help you as much as possible in preparing you for this written exam. So all our exams have to go back to being written at some point, because obviously that is what makes Varsity College credible. The reason why we did take them was obviously COVID times when we had to do that, but obviously now that is long gone. So now we need to start introducing written exams now. So our first year students are, for the very first time, our entire cohort of first year students are all writing exams. So they don't know anything about take-home assessments, take-home exams. So for them, it's pretty normal to be writing an exam. Obviously, you guys are now kind of at the bottom end of the tail, and that is so unfortunate because you are unaccustomed to writing an exam. But like I said, I can assure you we've got strategies in place. Myself, Hendy, Theo, Emily, we've got strategies in place to really prepare you guys properly for the written exam. So important to remember that you are going to be writing it on campus with a pen. So you need to start practicing your writing again. No, I'm joking. So you're going to get a written camp on campus. So you need to choose the campus where you are going to be writing. It is timed. So the time limit has usually been 2 hours. We did request for an extra time at the end of last year. Whether that has been approved, we are not too sure. But you can imagine that it would be a 2-hour paper counting 120 marks. So a lot of pressure onto you. Luckily, we do see the case studies. So we do get the case studies before the time, and we will work through those case studies in class together as well. So we don't get to see the questions, but we have an idea of what the case study is and what is the organization that we are going to be writing about as well. Okay, so yes, there is a written exam, and yes, it might cause you panic now, but please, guys, I just want us to try and focus on actually preparing for it as well. So Daniel, you hit the nail on the head there. We're going to work through many different past papers, many different past questions. Remember, our students from 2 years ago started writing third year business on campus already. So we've got a good bank of past papers that we are going to work through. We can't share those memos with you, like I can't send you the memo, but we're going to be working through it in class time together. So you'll be able to know, if you are attending class or listening to the recording, what is the right and wrong answer and how you should be structuring your answer. What is acceptable? How much is acceptable? Where are the points going to be allocated as well? Okay, so we don't have any of the solutions. I'm trying to pronounce it, Nabhai. I'm not too sure about how I'm saying your name, but I don't have memos per se or solutions for those papers. But when we are working through them, I'll be able to say, yes, that's correct, or no, that's not correct, or that's completely on the wrong track. Let's try and revert back and try and focus on this page number or that page number. 100%. If COVID, I think now they've prepared so much to have them written on campus. It's so logistic because we've got students writing in all different parts of the world. They will be writing the data as well. So just to note, there is no exam date yet, so they haven't given us an exam date yet. I am hoping that they release it pretty soon, because we do know that students need to plan, they need to put in leave. If they are working, they need to, you know, make arrangements for that. But the exam period is running from the 3rd of June up until, I think it's the 28th of June. So we know it's going to fall somewhere in that space of time. A written exam on campus as well. So Leithia, obviously, the higher your CAS mark, the better it is for you when you are writing the exam. I'm not 100% sure what the CAS marks are. I know that students who haven't necessarily got CAS marks can still go and write the exam, so they can still write the exams. Obviously, that just puts a lot of pressure on them in the exam, because your CAS, your formative marks, remember formatives are your CAS marks, don't have an effect in order to get into the exam, but you still need to pass the exam then well, if you want to make sure that you are actually passing the exam. So you still can't say, I always tell the students, say now you get 90% CAS, so you go into the exam and you've got 90%, and then you think to yourself, okay, well, I don't need to do well in the exam because I've got a 90% CAS mark. Okay, but that is not true, because you still need to get that exam sub-minimum. So you still need to pass the exam sub-minimum in order to pass the module. Okay, so that's important to realize then as well, that even though you might have a high CAS, you still need to get a good mark in the exam as well. But if a student, say now, has got 30% for CAS, they really missed an assignment, they couldn't make the assignment due date, and then they didn't submit it, so now they don't have CAS, they are still eligible. They can still go and they can still write the exam, so they don't have to get 50% or whatever for CAS. I hope that answers that question as well. Overall, Daniel, the exam counts, just give me 1 second. I just want to quickly recollect my thoughts now, because every module is different. So I don't know off by heart, but just give me 1 second. I just want to turn to the right page. Your exam still counts 35%. So assignment 1, 30%, assignment 2, 25%, the exam then obviously 35%, and the final 10% would then be your ICE mark as well. So yes, still counting 35% as well. So guys, don't panic yet about the exam. We will have more than enough time to prepare for it. Henny, for those of you who have been with Henny Pulses groups as well, he's quite spot on with the exams and with preparing for the exams. So he's got a good idea there in the Pietermaritzburg campus about how the exams are going to be structured. And he will also be hosting, he's volunteered to host some sessions for all the third-year students, so everybody will be able to come and listen to, you know, closer to the time. Once he has a better idea of what is expected, he will share all that wisdom with us as well. So he will also host some exam sessions and so that will also help us. So I feel confident if you guys do your part and study hard and are able to, you know, to write what we say that you should be able to do, you will be fine for the exam. The only thing that is going to be against you is the time. It's hard writing such a lot in such a short space of time. Time is something that always gets the students. So that's the only sort of thing that I can do, advise you for the exam. Sorry, guys. So collab dates, I've already mentioned that. Every second Wednesday, using the same link to connect. So you all do have the link. You can connect on it. I will also always go and post announcements. So I try and at least post an announcement on a Monday and a Tuesday. So right at the beginning of the week, I'll tell you guys what it is that you should be focusing on and what you should be looking at this week. And then towards the end of the week, I'll just maybe post a check-in, you know, just checking that you guys have completed certain things, reminding you to do ICE tasks or to join a collab or to listen to recordings, whatever it is. So keep up to date with the announcements. It is a nice way for me to communicate with you and to make sure that, you know, that we are actually on the same page and in the same boat, and we are actually sailing towards the same goal here as well. Okay, guys, so I think I have covered absolutely everything. It feels like I have been speaking for way too long. So let's just open the floor up. I know we have had quite a few questions as we have gone through. If there's anything else you are uncertain about, please just let me know. I just want to quickly just go up this chat and just check. If I have missed a question, guys, there's quite a few chat messages that did come through. So if I did miss something, please, please, please let me know. Remember, there was that WhatsApp group as well that you can go and join in the chat group. Yeah, so let's just take a few minutes, guys. If there are any questions, please let me know. Our next session, we'll look at a little bit of content. We'll look at a little bit of the assessments. We'll look at the first beginning part of the theory. So we won't cover too much theory tonight. Obviously, we don't actually cover much theory, but we will start unpacking the assessments and the assignments, as well as any other content that you will have. Violet, I see you raised your hand. I can hear you. Maybe that was just an accidental hand raise, but if you do want something, Violet, you are welcome to ask. Any other questions, ladies and gents?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, hi, Violet.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, and you, thank you.
I'm good. It's nice that you're my lecture again. I just have a quick question, right? So I'm not sure if you're going to be able to answer. It's more like an academic overall question. So I just wanted to understand, is there a certain average that someone needs to meet to graduate? Because I failed to attend those academic classes, and the last one was yesterday.
For which academic classes now are you speaking about, Violet?
So it was a national link that was sent to all BCom students that they need to just log in, and it's more like an academic. I just need to find the email.
I'm sure you can still graduate if you haven't attended that. I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but it doesn't. I've never heard of something like that.
Oh no,
I
no. What
don't
I'm
think they were
asking.
mandatory.
Oh no. What I'm asking is there any average that is required for somebody to graduate?
No, there's no specific average as long as you're passing. So I guess the average would be 50% because that's what you have to get to pass. So in order to graduate, you have to have passed all your modules. So for your BCom, remember the course is 120 credits. So you need to have earned 120 credits throughout your 3 or 4 years on campus. So for each module that you have done, you earn, say, 30 credits. So once you have completed all the modules, in order to pass a module, you need to have got 50%. So in order to get the credit, you would have needed to earn 50%. And once you've got all your modules, so say now you haven't passed, let's say, accounting 1A from first year, then you haven't got those 30 credits or 15 credits, whatever it is, from that, you are going to not be able to graduate because you are still short of those 15 credits from first semester or from first year.
Oh, okay then. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
But if you haven't attended that extra classes and things like that, those are non-credit classes. They're just for your own information. Obviously, it's advisable to attend, I can imagine, but like Jean says there, it's not mandatory. So if you've missed them, don't panic. You can still graduate.
Okay then, thank you.
Oh, you just got graduation on the mind, hey Violet? One more year, one semester left, eh?
Yeah, it's just that I wanted to add more credits towards my BCom. So I was like so curious to know what is it that they spoke about. Maybe some information that I can use. Yeah, so it's not a problem. Thank you so much.
And like Jean says there, you can go and listen to the recording as well. So the recordings are available. So when you have got nothing better to do the weekend, you can go and pop on your earphones and go and listen to the recording.
Yeah, I will. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay, guys, if there are any other questions, please do ask. I'll stay online for the next few minutes. But if you have no questions, you are welcome to dismiss yourself from the session. It was lovely having you guys, and I really am looking forward to a good semester. I'm looking forward to helping you and to guiding you in this module and helping you get to that graduation stage. Hey, ladies and gents. So you are welcome to log off. Have a wonderful evening. Enjoy your Wednesday, and we will chat again soon. I will update as soon as I know about the student materials, and I will go and pop assignment 1 and assignment 2 in the more resources folder. Bye, everybody.